This is DJ Kamano, and you are watching Vibe Tunes Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been 1 full year of Vibe Tunes Radio. We started this up March 2nd, 2024, and we publicized this actually on March 3rd, 2024. I gotta say, it has been absolutely crazy these past 365 plus days. At the recording of this video, it is actually March 7th, 2025, so I am a little bit late with this. But I do just want to say that there are some things that I do want to cover. I want to talk about Vibe Tunes, our creation, how we got started, all that fun stuff, the process of running a radio station, especially at a young age of 21. And I also want to talk about what's to come on Vibe Tunes Radio and some other cool things that you can expect. So to give a little bit of a quick recap of 2024 to 25, March 2nd to March 2nd, Vibe Tunes Radio was actually started, like I said, on March 2nd. And initially, when I first created the website on that date, I pretty much had the idea that we were going to be running a radio station. But I didn't really know what type of a radio station that I wanted to run, right? Because as a child growing up, I did listen to a lot of rock and metal, but I also listened to a lot of other things like dance and electronic music, rap music, pop music, all sorts of stuff like that. So I didn't know if I wanted to go, especially with the rock and metal route. So what I decided to do is go with multi-genre, so everything could fit in to the station. So if we got a DJ that, let's just say, only plays rap music, well, that can fit. And also too, with our auto DJ, you get a wide variety of music. Now, I will say, as time has progressed forward, we have done a little bit of leaning to rock and metal. However, I don't want to change the multi-genre in the radio station particularly. That being because there is times I like to play a rap song or a pop song, and also our other DJs are the exact same way as well. So starting Vibe Tunes Radio was interesting because it wasn't my idea, and I will give you all some background knowledge about DJ Kamano. DJ Kamano was never DJ Kamano. DJ Kamano used to run by the name of DJ Zave. Now, I was initially interested into DJing when I was 11 years old, and of course, being 11, you can't really do anything with radio because I got my voice that was very high pitched and squeaky, and I had the maturity of an 11-year-old, of course, so that really wasn't going to work out. However, I turned 19, or I was already 19 at this point, but I was about to be turning 20, and this person is very important to the story of Vibe Tunes Radio, so listen up here. My uncle, I found out he was doing a radio show on some radio station or something, and he gave me the idea to start getting into radio, and I did a little solo practice gig for about 2-3 weeks, and then I shot over and did radio for another radio station who I'm not really going to mention. Not that there's any bad blood anymore. There was at one point, but yeah, it's all been patched. We've talked. We've had our fair share of words. We shook hands and we moved forward, which is great. I'm very glad to reconcile with these people as well, because I can definitely say these people mentored me very well on my radio DJing journey and giving me some insights about running a radio station, not so much on the promotional side, but particularly running a station and keeping things organized and how to do certain things to where the music can get out there at a quick rate, and everybody goes home happy, right? But my uncle, the guy I mentioned earlier, he actually came to me with an idea, and he said to me, I was playing this game. It was a fighting simulator game called Mugen. Pretty cool game if you're interested into fighting games. But he was like, listen, you've been done with your time on the other station now for about a week. I've been done, because he also worked there as well. For a bit of time he was done. He's like, I would like to start up a radio station with you. So initially, I was very hesitant on the creation of Vibe Tunes Radio. And the reason why I was hesitant on it was because there, like I said, there was tensions on the other station, particularly finding out that I would run a station, and also too just finding out that I'm doing a gig somewhere else. And that being the case, I didn't want to get myself involved with that, not because of any particular fears. I didn't really think much was going to come out of, anything that they were, I wouldn't say threatening. That's a very hollow word. But I would say, I can't really think of a good word, I guess, to put it out, but I wouldn't say threatening. Just something a little bit lighter than that. You can think of the word yourself. But I was definitely very cautious, I can say, because I didn't really want to just piss off a group of people. I'm not the type of person to where I'll say I'm a people pleaser particularly. And if you watch the Awaiting Abigail album review, I also said that in that as well. I'm not exactly a particular people pleaser, but I'm also not the type of person who just willingly likes to burn bridges for the hell of the sport, So I definitely had some hesitations on creating Vibe Tunes, but the idea was actually interesting because while I was on the other station, I said to myself, I would like to start a radio station at some point. And the idea of that kind of flip-flopped up and down in between my mind. And not to really go into deep details or anything crazy, but I left another radio station, the one I was referring to, specifically because I was not on board with the creative process. I felt like we really were kind of just running in circles. And I have a very modern approach to how I want to dictate a radio show and dictate a radio station. I am 21 years old, so I am in a different mind state when it comes to promotion. And with experience of running semi-successful YouTube channels and TikToks, and at one point a decently successful Twitch stream where I was making a pretty good handful of money per month, I have a way of promoting that is very unorthodox to the online radio community, I would say. But nonetheless, I will say I just didn't see the same creative process eye to eye with the other station. And when I eventually got down to it, when it came to Vibe Tunes, I said, well, this is going to be one thing that I'm going to do, right? If I open the station, it's going balls to the fucking wall. Balls to the fucking wall. Going crazy, man. I will be running head first through fucking sheetrock day in and day out to make sure that this station does not become some sort of a little fad project that I worked on, some sort of a little 2-week fucking hobby of mine, and then I just dip out and I'm completely done with doing this, So March 2nd came around and I was just kind of chilling, having a whatever day. And I came to myself and I said, is there any way I can make a radio station, right? And the thing is with Vibe Tunes is I didn't name it because I was sitting there like scratching my beard like, what's a great name? I came up with the first thing that came to my mind. But more importantly, I made sure to look on Google and Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, everywhere to see if there was a Vibe Tunes radio. And obviously enough, there never was a Vibe Tunes radio. Very simplistic name. I'm very surprised that I was the one to take that name. But I did that. I whipped up a logo and got the design of the site. It was all just rushed in day one, right? I wasn't sitting there coming up with some sort of a long-term layout because I wasn't even sure if I was going to continue with it. But it came time for a test show to arrive, and I obviously, being the owner of the radio station, stepped up to the plate, and I did about a 30-45 minute radio show, and I invited a couple of friends in, and everybody tuned in, right? Any person that I invited was in the chat. They tuned into the show, and right then and there, it kind of gave me some hope and motivation that, okay, maybe this is a good project. And a lot of questions started roaming my mind immediately. Okay, we need DJs. How do I get bands to be friends with me. How do we get this going? How do we get that going? And just seeing that the ceiling at that point was all the way up, but so reachable, was an extremely motivating factor for Vibe Tunes Radio. Now, listen, I'm not going to say that Vibe Tunes Radio was easy in any means, right? I didn't just create a radio station, snap my fingers, and then all of you guys came and everything was great. We had the thumbs up and the smiley faces. There was adversity, and there was a lot of adversity, I would say. Adversity is a very interesting topic because it's something that we still do deal with, obviously, right? We're not a giant radio station. I'm not going to come out and jump out to the podium and be like, we are the biggest multi-genre online radio station or just biggest multi-genre radio station in the world, because that would be an untrue statement. However, what I will say is a lot of the adversity we have faced on Vibe Tunes Radio that I would like to focus on is kind of just a little bit of a pointer to certain people who said things to me about Vibe Tunes that didn't resonate well with me whatsoever. And there's no specific names and there's no specific call-outs, but there were more than one case of people who said this wasn't going to do anything, who says that I just walked into a burning house. I walked into the burning building. I ended any potential radio quote-unquote career that I could have built for myself. I ruined all of this stuff. And truthfully and honestly, you couldn't have been more wrong. You know? And the first thing is, I was told I was going to fail miserably on Vibe Tunes. And it was not just by one person, right? And I had a lot of different people, a couple of groups, and even people who I considered very close friends to me saying, you need to hang this radio shit up. You're not doing it for 2-3 people. This is pointless, man. Nobody's going to like what you do. Nobody likes your voice. You're not old enough to do this, right? Your voice isn't bassy enough to do this. You need to stop doing online radio and figure out something different for yourself, right? And the thing is I may not have a particularly bassy voice, right? I may not be, this extreme experienced radio DJ where I've been around in the scene since the fucking 1990s or something, right? That is all true. I will definitely admit to that 150%. However, what I can say, and I think resonates with a lot of bands, friends, community members, everybody else who not only has just been to the station, but who has also been to my shows. And I seem a little bit narcissistic focusing on my personal self at this moment, but I will get into the other DJs shortly because they are absolutely fucking amazing on this station, man. But the one thing that drives people to Vibe Tunes is the fucking passion that I sat down since March 2nd, 2024, and I have displayed one day after the other day, after the other day, after the other day, after the other day. I have put in so much passion to this project. This project is not something I do because I want a quick buck. Not something I do because I love numbers, right? Oh man, there's 30 people who like this post. Oh man, it's going to piss off so many people. I don't give a fuck about that, right? Numbers are absolutely fantastic, right? And seeing numbers grow is obviously what we are all here for. We want to see more community members and everybody else involved within this project, but it's the passion. Since I was 11 years old, I wanted to do radio. And when I was 19 years old, I finally capitalized it. And then for a little while, I was on a station where I can say was going well for a while, but my creative direction was completely, totally different from theirs. So I finally had the full freedom to create something and to put all of my time, all of my energy. I have lost sleep. I have lost maybe even days of my life. There's been some stress in some days. I've lost quite a bit of things, and I feel at this point it has all been worth it, right? I have worked extremely hard to make sure that I am delivering a good product, not just my Thursdays and Saturday shows, but for what you see Monday through Sunday. I've got a fair share of mental health issues. I won't sit here and lie to you, right? I am in the process of working on that with a professional. That is a whole different conversation. But there's one thing that I've always had very positively good for myself, I should say. And that is 100% the fact that I have always believed in myself. I believe in this project. I believe in everything that I have done with this. And I still don't feel like we have even just began with VibeTunes Radio. Even a year into the project, which that is over 365 days now at this current time of recording, I still feel like we have so much more to accomplish. And I am very, very excited for that. But ladies and gentlemen, I have talked about myself quite a bit. I have talked about the creation of VibeTunes Radio, what it symbolizes, what people said, how I feel. This is not me talking as a corporate businessman. This is me talking to you face to face, talking from the bottom of my heart. I 100% am very passionate about this project, and it is time for me to say I appreciate every single fucking person who has sat down and tuned into a show, who has decided to click the follow button, whether that was on Twitter, whether that was on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, wherever you decided to click that follow button. I am 100% appreciative of you. I am appreciative of the 8,900, soon to be 9,000. Let that sink in. 9,000 people who have turned to my radio station and have listened to shows, visited the page, did everything. The total visits. Thank you for all of that. There's a lot of people I can sit here right now and list from here all the way down to here that have been very, very resourceful to the community of VibeTunes Radio. But I know this video is semi-long as it is, and I don't want to make it a 5-hour documentary. But thank you. I really do appreciate everybody. But the people right now I do want to give some time to are the DJs that we've had on VibeTunes Radio, or that we have, I should say, not had. We have had some exits of the station. Some people left nicer than others. Some people were unfortunately terminated. And some people just ended up having to take leaves of absences for their own personal reasons, which I have no problem with that at all. And they're always welcome back, those people, at least the leave of absence people. But we can care less about the negative, correct? We got to look at the positive. And the positive is the fact that we have 8 DJs that are currently on air at the recording of this video. Put myself aside, we have 7, okay? We have Rock Doctor, who spins Monday, Thursdays, and Fridays. Incredible DJ from South Africa. He does a show called Blues Meets Rock. He does a Power Hour show and a Friday Rock Power Play show. He's very good at what he does. He has a lot of experience in this business. He knows what he's doing, and he's got the tunage going up through the wall. You got to tune into him, man. It's a bit different than the other flavors of the other DJs because he plays a little bit more blues, but we need that, man, and it's very good, very, very good stuff. Tuesdays, man, LR Thunder, and a fucking crazy guy, man. What a crazy guy he is. I am a YouTuber on the side. I don't just do just streaming and stuff like that, right? Sorry, not streaming, radio streaming, I guess. So I made a video. I'm a cartoon fan, and he watched the video. It was a cartoon video, and he commented, and then he also shot over a message onto our Facebook saying, yo, man, I got some qualifications, and we got him hired, and he took the opportunity, and he fucking ran with it so far that he is the co-owner currently of VibeTunes Radio. And he's on Tuesdays, and he does a fantastic job with his shows. He's not playing any games. He's there to lay down amazing shows. It's not some sort of low-effort thing. He puts in 1050% into what he does. And he's a very honorable person of Vibe Tunes Radio. And from my standpoint, I can't be more appreciative of him for what he has done. And I feel like he has been a decent game changer to the website. After that, we have Casey Ferguson. He's a pre-record show, but this guy is a super fucking cool dude, man. He's not just a pre-record guy who just sends me stuff and goes, hey, play this. I have conversations with him all the time. We're good friends. He's a great dude. I've worked together with him on some collabs. I'm going to try to make this unedited, but there might be some pictures and stuff. If I stutter, I stutter. But I've worked with him on some collabs, especially around Halloween time. Super cool dude. Great show. Go check him out. Fucking Doc Rock. First ever Vibe Tunes Radio hire of all time, man. I used to listen to his shows on the other station I worked for. I was like, this dude's amazing, bro. He knows what he's doing. And he gives so much to the independent scene of rock and metal. So I got him hired up, and he just smashes it every single show. He's amazing at what he does. Speaking of amazing, Rich Embry, he has 2 shows, Power Hour and Retrograde. One's on a Wednesday, one's on a Sunday. He's been doing it for dog years, man. He's a professional. There's a lot of times I'm listening to him and I'm like, dude, is this guy an FM radio DJ? Like, he just has that voice. He's crisp. He knows everything of what he's doing. He's extremely good at what he does, man. So shout out to Rich Embry. Then there's myself, and then we got DJ Silver, bro. Rich Embry recommended me him, and as soon as I got him on the air, man, he took the ball and he ran and ran and ran and ran. He's an amazing DJ himself. And then, of course, DJ Slay, our newest hire, an Australian man. And he is a fucking killer DJ. He's got killer tunes. And he's brand new, man. Broke him right into the scene with Vibe Tunes. And we threw him basically to the wolves, man. Because we got a lot of people who tune into these shows. So he had a little bit of stage fright when he first started off with us. But he got it going. And now he's in a wonderful position. And I've heard very kind words from him about Vibe Tunes Radio, and he's only been with us for about a month. So, maybe 2 months at this point. I lose track of time. Time goes by fast when you're having fun, for sure. But those are all of our DJs, man. And without them, Vibe Tunes is shit, right? I am a great DJ, I would say. I'm being a little bit on the egotistical side. I'm not enough, though, to carry an entire radio station and to make all of this possible. So with the help that I get from everybody else, and the fact that everybody else is putting on fantastic shows Monday through Sunday, and so much to where I don't have to worry about any sort of failures or anything like that, because I know I have great DJs. I know everybody who gets on the air. I know they're putting all of their effort in. I know that they are going to put a banger show out there for the world. You know, it's a very comforting thought for sure to definitely have with radio. Now it's time to drive something else home. We have made it a year, and it's awesome. I've spoke a lot of words, a lot more than I thought I was going to be, definitely for sure. But what's coming to Vibe Tunes Radio? What is new? What is there to do, right? We're a radio station. Everybody knows what a radio station is. You got a DJ, he plays music, he talks in between, and he has a fun time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you guys something that is going to be coming here very, very shortly. Coming up next Thursday at the recording of this video, or by the time you see it, it may end up being the Monday leading into the Thursday. I don't know the date. That's why I keep saying that. But do you want a Vibe Tunes Radio poster? This is signed by me. It might be a little hard to see. I think it's where my hand is. I used a black Sharpie. Should have used a gold Sharpie. But do you want a Vibe Tunes Radio signed by DJ Kamano poster in a frame that I need to fix, evidently? Oh, no, I don't. Okay, it just looked like that. If you do, genuinely, come to my show, and I will be giving that frame out. I will be giving that out. But that's just a short-term thing for the future. What else is there to do? What are the goals? What do I want for Vibe Tunes? Well, I'm going to say Vibe Tunes is a spirit. And the spirit of Vibe Tunes has just begun. I want to bring in more DJs, more entertainment, more people, interact with more bands, help bands get on their feet, become the next Metallica or the next Chevelle and the next Slipknot. I want to be a part of a story that never ends, right? And a good story, not a bad story, a very good story. I want to be the promoter in this field and really help everybody succeed with their dreams, whether it is doing shows and doing radio, whether it is getting their band off the ground and creating some big stuff. And there's a lot of long-term goals that I want to do, and I don't think it's the right time for me to come out and say this is what I will be doing, because some of these goals are very, very far out. But the biggest thing that there is to come on VibeTunes Radio is there will be a lot more fun. There will be a change maybe at some point to the website, and I want people to just document that and put it in their pockets and save it. We will continue being the same website, same URL, nothing different. But I have a big plan to revamp this entire website, keep our logo, of course, but make this site look even bigger and badder than ever. New player boxes, new backgrounds, upgraded chat, upgraded schedule, and all sorts of fun stuff like that. And there's a lot of stuff that I gotta say, man, it can't happen overnight, but the process is going to be fun, and the process is going to be something I know that at the end of it will be something nobody has ever seen before in online radio. I want online radio back. And not even online radio. I want radio back. I want to take radio and make it the biggest thing like it used to be back in the day. We've got our Spotifys, we've got our YouTubes, our Apple Musics, our whatever we have nowadays, our music streaming apps. Those are fantastic, but the touch of having a live DJ talk to you and play some music and get your request on the air, it's something that touches a lot of people, right? My mother is a big fan of this DJ called Cousin Brucey, and she every single Saturday during my show, by the way, good mother, but she calls up and puts in a request every single Saturday, right? And when he gets to her and she gets that airtime, it makes her whole fucking night, man. I want radio to feel like that for everybody again. And I want online radio to be mainstream. And that is the goal of VibeTunes Radio. And not mainstream as in you're going to hear the same top 30 fucking songs over and over. No. I don't want people playing specific playlists based on what I want. I want them to express themselves and their music like they are already doing. But I want it to be more mainstream. I want it to be more focused and have a lot more attention and just overall bring radio back to what it was, and especially the online radio world. In conclusion, a lot of things were said today. A lot of things were. But the biggest thing that needs to be said is thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you for choosing VibeTunes Radio, for following us, for being with us for this year journey. You guys have made what seemed to be an impossible journey possible, right? And there's a lot of times, man, I go through a lot of tough times in my life, and I can go into that at any other point, but I will say a lot of the tough times that I have went through in my life, VibeTunes has kept me wanting to wake up in the morning. It has kept me wanting to live forever, you know? Not to say that there's any sort of bad things like that, but what I will say is it gives me 150% purpose. It is my purpose in life, and I am perfectly alright with it. And I'm very grateful for all of you who have decided to take your hard-earned time and invest it into VibeTunes Radio, just like I have done for everybody here watching this video, everybody here following this page, everybody here just listening to these shows and everything else. And trust me, man, the love is reciprocal. I get a lot of love as a DJ, and I don't know how to handle it, right? I have made Twitch accounts, and I've done streams and YouTube, and it's always something new to me, right? Having a group and a large quantity of people just say, DJ Kamano, you fucking rock, dude. You know, you're the greatest. This guy plays our tune. Like, look at this guy. This guy's amazing. Getting things in the mail from bands, whether it's CDs, posters, stickers, shirts, fucking anything, dude. Getting things like that in the physical mailbox, it just blows my mind all the time. And I'm very grateful that I'm able to impact people and impact people positively too, nonetheless. It is something I'm very grateful to do, and I'm very grateful to have all of you here in Vibe Tunes Radio's corner, man. Thank you all very much for it. I really do appreciate it. And for those of people who said that we were going to fail, what happened? That's all I can say. That's just me being a little cocky right there. But I will say, man, we didn't fail. I put everything I had into this radio station, and I will continue to do so from this point on, as always, man. Thank you all for watching this. I appreciate it. It's very late at night. I was supposed to make a YouTube video in general today, and I didn't know what to make. I didn't know if I wanted to make a YouTube video for my main channel or for Vibe Tunes. And I said, you know what? I think it's time that I give a bit of a detailed discussion for Vibe Tunes Radio to everybody who is interested, man. Whether it's 2 people who watch this, 2,000, 2 million, thank you for watching this video. I genuinely appreciate you. I will be back on the air this Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern. I almost said 7 because that was my old time. Go to www.vibetunesradio.com. Check out the schedule. I can't post links in the comments and the description because of some sort of stupid verification bullshit by YouTube. But www.vibetunesradio.com. Come on down. Thank you all for watching this video. Happy 1-year anniversary. On to the 2nd year.